Alright, we're back with another UFC talk after, this is right after, well, an hour or so after UFC 287, jam-packed with a whole bunch of action. Obviously everybody saw the biggest thing that happened, Israel Adesanya getting the get back, the comeback. The comeback as in, after three fucking fights, finally getting the fourth one and doing that epic taunt or celebration where he threw them arrows at Pereira's chest and pretty much killed a demon, as in Pereira. Yeah, he finally did it. I don't know if they run that back again anytime soon. Maybe they do in the future. But old boy Smile was already on, was it Twitter or Instagram, one or two, and saying he's next, and I don't know, he tagged Dana White in that. But let's talk some recap with Joey Pfeiffer, Gerald Meerschaert. That fight was a little bit weird. Because Joey got Gerald on the ground, and I don't know what the hell happened, but in a way it seemed like he kind of gave up. I think Joe was going for some hammer fist and all, but he didn't really let him do too much, so the ref kind of just stepped in after a little bit, and that was pretty much the end of that one. Next fight, Michelle Watson. This is Luna Pinheiro. I don't know if that's how exactly you pronounce her freaking last name, but that woman from the strawweight division has a lot of power. I'll say a lot of power in those hands. But me personally, I thought Michelle had or did enough to actually try or win the fight. As in using her legs. It looked like, I mean, to her, it looked like she was, or the way she was acting, she probably thought she had won the fight too, or was going to win the fight. But no, that wasn't the case. Somehow, some way, I guess the judges saw Pinheiro winning that fight, and I guess she won it. That was probably the only slip in judging wise. But then again, I didn't see the majority of the early prelims. I saw prelim cards or prelim fights. The Sam Hughes fight I didn't really catch too much of. I did see a little bit of the Trey Ogden fight. The Ignacio, Mans looks like a beast. That was a catchweight fight. Looking like a straight up kickboxer. But again, Michelle Watson, she was looking like a straight up beast too with the kickbox. A lot of kickboxing was going on in this card all around. The fight of the night, Kevin Gastelum. I guess he's back, ladies and gentlemen, after what? Going 1-6 in his last. He might have actually lost, but he might have gone 0-6 for a good minute or so. He looked terrible in that Rob Font, or not Rob Font fight. He looked terrible in that Robert Whittaker fight. Then there was a fight after that, and I guess or actually that might have been his last fight for a while. But yeah, after a year or so, he has came back and looking pretty good, to be honest. That's why when I did predictions, I did have Chris Action Man Curtis winning the fight, and to be honest, at times it did look like Chris Action Man was gonna get the job done. He was landing a lot of body shots. Right, he was pretty much landing almost everything, but then again, Kevin Gastelum was landing a lot too. I believe Gastelum might have said wrestling is going to be a part of this this fight, but he did try once or twice. I can actually look at the stats. Takedowns 0 for 3. So in that category, I guess he's still, I tell you, he's still mundo, as in 100%, 100% takedown defense. So he's still perfect, I guess, but still he got the bonus, so that's a plus for Chris Curtis. And again, Kevin Gastelum looked really good, to be honest, compared to most fights I've watched of him lately. He's kind of shitty, but now he's actually not that common again. Come on, man, stop with that. It's kind of gotten old, hasn't it? Um, Ever since y'all got that poor old man, and you guys got somebody else. Maz was like apologizing on a fucking live. I'm not even gonna read it, but the guy with the Patrick Star with the Patrick Star profile photo or picture. Yeah, you're gone now. I see is. Um, on to the next fight, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next one. On to the Rosas Jr. Man's hype died down right after. Well, I did say this kind of stuff happens. You know, a guy's getting a whole bunch of hype, and he just pretty much gets taken down by the guy they match him up with, as in, you know, they're expecting ruin. They're 100% trying to, you know, get Rosas Jr. to get a dib, and that didn't happen. Christian Rodriguez was just too good for him in a way. But actually, he wasn't too good for him. I wouldn't say that. If anything, Rosas Jr. tried doing too much, and he kind of failed. That was his whole thing. He almost got a rear naked choke 2 different times. Both times failed in that. And terrible, not really great in the grappling department, but still, he can probably rebound from this. I don't know if he can, but, well, I mean, he's 7-1. His wrestling is all great, I guess. So we'll see what happens in the future. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. That was one heck of a fight. Kevin Holland was getting his legs rocked, calves taken out by Ponzinibbio. Man, Ponzinibbio actually looked pretty small compared to Kevin Holland, but most fighters do in the welterweight division. So yeah, Kevin Holland pretty much just came out with the last, not really last second, but there was still a good amount of time. I was hoping for that, and he eventually ended up knocking Mans out. I didn't really catch the very beginning of the Rob Font Adrian Jonas fight, but Rob Font ended up coming out, I believe it was the left or right hook, and just shook up Adrian Jonas, and I guess he was like yelling at his fucking coach or something. But yeah, that happened. Gibbons Jorge Masvidal. Not too great from Jorge Straight Jesus Masvidal. Not great from at all. I was expecting so much more. I did have him winning. I at least got Kevin Holland, and I got Rob Font right, and I got obviously the main event correct. So for the 4 last fights, I was pretty good, I would say. I did have Rosas Jr. winning, because I didn't really look too deep into Christian Rodriguez, other than the fact that people are saying he's pretty good in the jiu-jitsu game, and which in a way he was, but not really, because he didn't. Well, again, he was pretty much doing the backpack thing. Rosas Jr. saying he could take out Sterling already, and somebody that's 8-1 at the time pretty much did what Sterling does, and ride you like a fucking backpack and beat you across the head with a bunch of whole side fists or hammer fists, or while you're just struggling to fucking breathe, and that's pretty much what he did. So I don't know if you could take Sterling at the moment, but we'll see. He looked a little bit frustrated, Rosas Jr., to be honest. So see if Mans can come back from that. But Masvidal, all around, just couldn't do nothing. I'll tell you, this couldn't do nothing to Gilbert Burns. In the beginning, it looked decent, but then Gilbert just all around. He did get a couple of takedowns, but in those takedown situations, Masvidal somewhat tried to get up and all, and he did. I believe he got up twice, but when he did get up, he'd get strung like a bee. I mean, he got a couple of rights, left. He pretty much got the whole package. Um, so yeah, Masvidal just. I mean, he was smiling and all, but not too great for Masvidal, and he ended up retiring at the end of this fight. So I guess we won't be seeing that Kevin Holland fight. And Kevin Holland actually called him out at the very end of the fight, so that was, I guess, cool. Not cool actually, because we're not gonna get the fucking fight anymore, which I was hoping for. I'm like, hopefully he doesn't do it. But then again, he did say if he just doesn't feel like, if he doesn't, I guess, have a good fight and all, and he can take out Gilbert Burns, because he said that he could in his prime, or when he was, or if he's just not good enough to take out Gilbert Burns, then he should probably just call it quits, and that's what he fucking did, ladies and gentlemen. He ended up calling it quits and threw the gloves out and did the whole tearing up and stuff. The post-fight press conference, I believe, is still going on at the moment, so I haven't checked that out yet at all. Probably gonna end up doing a live another day, and live as in live another day, so I can talk about that. But yeah, Israel Adesanya, Mandem got the job done. Just a good all around fight, I tell you what. Both fighters were just like very strategic in the first round. They were just pretty much staring each other down, kicking. One was kicking the outside, one was kicking inside of the leg. Just all around, strategically fighting. Pretty much a chess game going on for a hot minute. And second round came around. Actually, there was a couple of times where they were actually going at each other. I don't know. That could be the fight, I guess. Hamzat versus Costa, but seems like Hamzat just wants the title fight already, so I don't know about that, mate. But that would be a good fight right there. Since they already got beef, that could be a really good co-main event for whatever the hell happens. Or, one of those guys could face Alex Pereira, but Pereira needs at least 6 months? I forget what the exact. Well, I don't believe he deserves it either. But that kind of it's Dana Soft runs the fucking show, and if he thinks he deserves it, he's probably gonna get it. If anything, I don't know what the hell's gonna go down with that whole situation at the moment. I believe Dana White's already talked in the press conference. I'm not sure exactly what he said or hasn't said, but Israel's probably gonna. He's usually a pretty active title holder, so Israel's most likely gonna probably defend his title. Yeah, he could move up, but I don't know. I don't mind seeing this fight again, but he did get knocked out cold. Israel was winning the fight before that. He wasn't, and he got knocked out himself. And during the kickboxing fights, he was winning one of those, and the whole situation happened. One funny thing, I don't know if anybody noticed or not, Israel did the drop where Pereira's son actually was pretending to beat him, and he dropped. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I caught that, and I was just kind of thought that was funny. I don't know if he pointed at somebody. I don't know if he was pointing at, if Pereira's son was there and he was actually pointing at him. I'm not 100 on this. That was just my guess when he did that, because he dropped and he was pretending to be Pereira getting dropped. There was a lot of savagery in that. Pretty much everybody was posting. This is literally an hour ago, so everybody's posting that picture with Israel Adesanya doing the bow and arrow, and just, I think he did like 4 or whatever. That was pretty fucking sick. Epic moment in MMA UFC history, I'll tell you. But yeah, that was a pretty fucking dope fight though. All around this card was really good. Other than that, that's pretty much it until I end up watching the post fights and see all the interviews after. We'll see what the hell happens later on. With the whole middleweight division, welterweight division, see if they're gonna actually officially schedule that Edwards versus Covington fight, because it's, I mean, Gilbert Burns won, and I don't think they're gonna give him the title shot, and it wasn't like impressive in a way, impressive as in he didn't knock out Jorge, he kind of went to the ground, which in a way he kind of had to, because Jorge just finds some sneaky ways to do stuff in the striking department. And we'll also see what the hell happens with the middleweight division. But maybe Kevin Holland somehow finds his way into a title shot. That's fucking crazy, I know. But Mans is a star. I mean, he just needs to keep winning. That's the thing with him. He actually wasn't doing so great against Santiago Panzibio, so maybe not. It's more like wishful thinking. He's just pretty much become a star. That's kind of his thing, and I don't know. Maybe if he tries a little harder, but then again, I mean, he's obviously trying. So, Rob Font back on the winning train. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching, y'all. Folks, have